5 basic things that rich people do that poor people don't. I purposefully titled this 5 basic things because the things we're going to talk about are things that if you're not doing, well then right now, with tomorrow being 2019, and if it's already 2019 when you're watching this, whatever, now is as good a time as any to implement these 5 basic things. Because really, if you're not doing these 5 basic things and you're wondering why you're not rich, well, that's probably a contributor to it. Because if you don't do these 5 basic things, at least I found, I get extremely stressed, I get anxious, you sort of get like overwhelmed very quickly. It's kind of like that feeling when you know you have to leave for an appointment at 12:45 and then you can't find your keys, and then you can't find the pants you think you left those keys in, then you can't find your wallet, and then you're running out of the door with your briefcase or something. It's like, oh, you forgot the paperwork in the printer. All of that is a result of the lack of these 5 basic things. And it's terrible. It creates so much anxiety and stress, and it really makes every day a little bit more painful. And the issue sort of compounds. So let's get into the first issue. The first thing, folks, a lack of organization when it comes to paperwork and your life. We've pretty much all made fun of the government for being too bureaucratic and being too slow. But there's one thing you can learn from the government. They have systems down. And if you don't have systems in place in your life for organizing paperwork, for organizing mail, for organizing receipts, you suck. You're always going to be stressed out and you're never going to be able to find something. I've set up my systems so that when I type something into the search on my computer, I can instantly get insurance ID cards. Boom, pulls up like that. 2018 car insurance. Boom, get my reprint. It's all there. Here are the tricks to how I do it. Number 1 rule for rich habit number 1 is have an online storage system like Google Drive, Dropbox, or whatever it is you want to use, Amazon Cloud Service, who cares, and set that up. You're gonna set this up super easily. Personal or business, and then divide that into whatever categories you want. You should really make these categories yourself so that you know where to place things. For example, I might have 2019 business receipts, 2019 personal receipts. I literally dump all of my receipts into that. The thing I do differently though is every file I put on my computer, I name it in an exact way. That is, I put an amount, what it is, and the date I last modified it. So if it's a receipt, I might put in $24.95 carpet replacement, property address, I don't know, 123 East Main Street, 12/30/2018. So I'll even add an address in there if I have an address. Now all of a sudden, every single file gets this filing structure and I can look up stuff easily. If I get insurance cards in the mail and I scan them up, what do I call them? Insurance ID cards, PAFFRATH family, 12/30/2018, whatever. It's easy, but that way, every piece of mail, whatever I get in my life, if it's an email, PDF, or something that I get, people send me crap all the time and it's like, scan 3,072,037,000. Like, who can freaking read this crap? Rename every file. So now all of a sudden you have a proper naming structure for your files. You have an online storage system. And the third thing you're gonna do is you're gonna sync that online storage system with every single platform that you have. That is, you're gonna sync it with your phone, you're gonna sync it with all your laptops, all your computers, whatever. If you have shared stuff, like your spouse or your family member wants to have access to your insurance cards or this, that, or whatever, share those folders. That way everybody has the same stuff. And it's amazing how much your anxiety will go down if you just have a proper filing system. See, they remembered to lock the door because it's like 6 p.m. on a Sunday. Why would they be open? Well, they have systems in place to make sure that these things get done. And sure, we make fun of the government all the time for being slow or inefficient, but if I've ever worked for one of these government organizations, yeah, we call it red tape. But the amount of organization is oftentimes pretty impressive. And in the business world, we can learn about these things. See, watch this as a business lesson. Let's do it on the fly. All right, so here's my car. Let's open up my trunk. Here's the thing. Just like my paperwork organizing, I like to keep everything in its place. That is, everything in my boxes has a purpose and is here for a reason. For example, I've got my SD card readers, I've got spare batteries, I've got my drone. Actually, I have my drone charging under the driver's seat, so I always know where to find my drone battery. It's always charged in my car. just like the laptop that's in my car is always there. I don't take it out, I don't move it, I keep it there because it makes my life easy. When I get in the car, I like to have my laptop there. I don't have to worry about plugging it in and out all the time. That's just the way I operate. I'm sick of water bottles rolling around, so this is like a $100 box I just wanted to repurpose or something. Water bottles don't roll around anymore. Now I know how to refill this thing. Just another example here. And here's a business lesson for you. When I go to close deals, sometimes I need some household tools, some basic diagnostic style tools. So I got this rifle case as a gift, but I don't own a rifle, so what did I do with it? Folks, this stuff is easy. Organizing is easy. The problem is we don't take the time to do it. And now with the new year upon us, now is the best possible time ever to get your file structures organized. Piggybacking off number one, I always say that rich people have what I call a charge routine, whereas poor people don't have a charge routine. And a charge routine, well, I've kind of adapted it based on technology these days, is literally every single night before you go to bed, you go through your charge routine. So what is a charge routine? Well, first you gotta cross the street. A charge routine is literally making sure all of your consumables are ready for the next day. So for example, you're going to charge your phone, charge your Apple Watch, charge your Bluetooth headphones, all that stuff like your backup battery for your phone. How many times you reach for one of those backup batteries and it's dead? Well, it's because you didn't have a charge routine. And rich people have these systems in place to know that they always have sort of their backup tools or their main tools ready to go. It's like a cop having their guns cleaned, so you know that when you need it, it's not gonna jam on you, right?
Oh my.
But this extends to cleanliness as well. For example, if you make coffee every single morning, well then every single night or whenever you're done drinking your coffee, you should really clean the coffee machine. You should fill up the tire air pressure. Whatever the little knick-knack things are that are gonna be nagging you throughout the next day are things you should take care of as part of your charge routine. And to me, the charge routine is really that opportunity right before bed where you go, let me just take this time and get everything situated for the next day. I personally also, at this time, like to make my checklist for the next day, things I have to get done. So here's the number 3 thing that rich people do that poor people don't. In addition to having sort of your work checklist, you have what I call a daily, which, yeah, that's inspired by World of Warcraft in case you're wondering, where you sort of had a list of daily goals that you would go through every single day before you went on to your work or productivity checklist. So after you do your charge stuff, you're gonna go on to your daily sort of health checklist. Did I work out? Did I drink my green tea? Did I have my 2 Brazil nuts in a day? Did I have my 2 tablespoons of flaxseed? Which some of you poor people typically don't do any of these things. There's no organization in life. There's no paperwork filing system. Maybe everything's just on a big stack of papers somewhere. And this doesn't mean that you can't be successful without doing these things, but the odds are you'd probably be a lot more successful if you were prepared and organized and ready to take the day. You went through your charge routine and you didn't get frustrated and anxious, and you went through sort of your dailies, that is the daily bare minimums before you actually work on your work checklist. So if you don't already know, I'm in downtown Ventura, and does anybody recognize this building from anything? This building was actually the bank building in the movie Swordfish. Cool thing about that is it brings up topic number 4, which topic number 4, the thing that rich people do that poor people don't, is they hide their savings. That is, there's this psychological power when it comes to investing money, that if you put all of your money, all of your paychecks and everything into one place, you're pretty likely to spend it, or at least spend part of it. You might be thinking to yourself, all right, I'm saving for a house, I've got $30,000 saved up, and all of a sudden it's like, I really could use a new laptop, and it'll help me edit some more photos, and I do have 30 in the bank. What's 1.5 out of 30? It's psychologically damaging. You spend money so much faster when you have it all visibly in front of you. So what do I recommend? I take all of the extra funds and throw it into something else. That could be a different savings account, like an Allied Bank savings account where you're getting a nice 2% return. And you really, this has to be a place that you're not paying your bills from. It has to be a place that you pretty much set up and you kind of forget it. You forget that you have the money there. Or my favorite method is having all of those extra funds go into like a TD Ameritrade stock trading account, even if you just park the cash there, which if you've watched my other video on investing every single Friday and my rules for that and how that could really help you out in life, then you already know about this TD Ameritrade trick. But my opinion is even just parking the cash there and keeping my regular checking accounts low has psychologically prevented me from spending so much money. And ultimately, I think you would really benefit from doing exactly that. Now, here's the number 5 thing that you're going to do. Number 5, for the beginning of the year or wherever you are when you're watching this, you want to start your investing plan. So many poor people just don't do that. There's not even a concept of an investing plan. And so, take for example my stock trading plan, where every single Friday you buy some stocks for, say, $100 every single Friday, or $250 every single Friday like I do. No matter what the market is doing, no matter what, you're just parking money there, because if you're like me, you're 26, things are going to be different in 50 years. And that is sort of just my little parking money opportunity for stocks. Look, I invest most of my money in real estate, but that is something that I do. If you don't have a recurring investment plan set up, or you're not thinking about, all right, 2019 is going to be the year that I'm going to buy my first property to live in, I'm gonna house hack it. If you don't have a plan, you don't have any mission you're going towards. This is something that in my real estate investing course, where we talk on the private live streams, I mentor you, I go through your deals, link below if you don't know about it. This is where I'm always saying, you need to be thinking about buying. You need to get pre-approved. You need to start. Because if you're not doing the basic things, then you don't have a plan. You're just collecting all this information on YouTube. You're listening to people generally give you very, very basic information that honestly is like the first chapter of a textbook. And nobody's actually giving you a reason as to why you would want to do certain things. The 5 things I mentioned here have changed my life. They are things that almost all rich people do, and almost no poor people do. And they're so basic. I mean, come on, just like overnight, you could come up with 1 through 5 here. So why aren't you doing it? Kevin's right here, what's up?
No way!
Hey.
We were just saying that whoever would do this has to be
what's
a
up?
baller.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Hey, you could be. You want to be in my video? They like my car.
Hey.
What's up?
Oh, meet Kevin.
Yeah, that's
We just
awesome.
saw Aquaman, and Kevin's more badass than Aquaman.